Praise the Lord, saints of God. We bless the Lord for being in the house of prayer once again. We thank the Lord for his help and his strength and those things that he manifests in our lives from day to day. And most importantly, when we are in our weakest moment, he shows up just in time. And I thank you, Sister White. I'm not going to sing. Thank you. I am going to have you to review a brief lesson with me today, starting with Hosea chapter 13. And we'll start with we'll only read one verse in Hosea chapter 13. Hosea chapter 13, verse 9. And then we will go to the Gospel according to Matthew chapter 15. When you have the book of Hosea, which is a minor prophet in the Old Testament, say amen. Hosea chapter 13, verse number 9. Hosea. And some people say Hosea, chapter 13, verse 9. Hosea chapter 13, verse 9 reads, O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. Go to Matthew chapter 15, starting with verse 21. And the word of the Lord reads, And Jesus went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David, my daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. The Gospel according to Matthew chapter 15, verse 23. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. Our subject for this afternoon is simply one word. Help. Help. We start with the book of Hosea, chapter 13, and God, as he is acknowledging to his people the trouble that you find yourselves in, you cause. He said, O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself. And he says, but the reality is, but in me is thine help. The thing that I need us to always be mindful of for ourselves first and to others secondly is that it doesn't matter what condition I find myself in and even why, God is my help. Y'all ain't gonna hear me. It doesn't matter why I have the issue that I have. All I need to know that God is my help. Y'all gonna have to go here with me. But the thing that we have to come to understand and realize is that help can only be obtained when we cry asking for help. The Bible says this woman in Matthew chapter 15, the Samaritan woman, how she came, or this Canaanite woman, came, and she was not a Jew, but she had a need of God. And although she knew the laws and understood the system that was established, the Bible says this woman had an issue because her daughter was grievously vexed by devils. And the Bible says that this woman did not allow the status quo or the standards or the laws or the rules to stop her from simply getting in his presence. And the Bible says she worshiped him and she simply said, Lord, I appreciate all that you are. I appreciate who you are. But this help you can't give me. Y'all ain't hearing me. And see what I come to understand and to declare to the saints of God. I appreciate all the things you do. I appreciate all of your efforts. But there's just some things you cannot do. But God himself has to do them for me. That's why I got to know how and when to simply say, help! Go to the doctors and they do assessments and they ask us questions and they do tests and they do all kinds of things to probe to find answers of what may be the cause of our conditions. And we go through one thing and then they may send us to a specialist and we might get a second and a third opinion. And at the end of it all, they scratch their heads and they simply say, we don't know what approach to take. No, we don't know how to help you. No. And what I'm trying to tell the people of God, the Bible gives me a reminder that he was wounded for my transgressions. The chastisement of my peace was upon him. And with his stripes, we were healed. So that means that healing is in the wings of God. And what I've got to be able to do is ask him, Lord, help me. The Bible says in Matthew 15, 25, and then came she and worshiped him. She didn't come in with a praise. As we said last week, when your praise isn't good enough, you got to connect with him through worship. The Bible says that this woman, because of her condition of being a Gentile and the fact that she was not of the right pedigree, but the Bible says that because she understood the secret of worship. Y'all ain't hearing me. Because before now, the Bible said Jesus said not a word to her. No. When she came, he answered her not a word. Have you ever been in a situation where you needed an answer from the Lord? And it seemed like when you prayed, and it seemed like everything came against you. Y'all ain't hearing me. You fast and you pray. You read the scriptures. You look at the Lord and you say, God, if you don't help me, I will not make it. And he says not a word. The Bible says the woman did not grow weary or distressed. The Bible says she worshiped him. Disciples were telling Jesus, send her away, send her away. She crieth after us. We don't have time to deal with her. Send her away. See, you don't let church people push you out of what you need from God either. Bible says she got beyond her circumstance and her situation, and she worshiped him. When she connected with him, she said, Lord, help me. Now understand, the daughter was the one that needed deliverance. But the mother said, this burden is on me. But y'all ain't hearing me. Any of y'all know what I'm trying to tell you? You got to stop being concerned about everybody else's situation. And you got to stop trying to fix it for everybody else. And you simply need to say, God, this thing is personal. Help me. Matthew 15:27, as I purposely jumped down to 27, and then it simply says, and she said, truth. Jesus said to her, you're doing all the right stuff, but I can't go against what the principle or what the law says. He says, you a dog.
And it's not meat for me to give the children's bread to dogs. That was a slang for that day of simply calling them you mixed breeds or you heathens. She acknowledged, I am what you say that I am. How many of you can stand in the face of your truth and say, I am what they say I am? I did what they said I did. The woman says, in her own words, truthfully. She didn't try to defend herself. She didn't say, but you got it all wrong. See, my great-great-grandmother was a Jew. She didn't try to fix it up. She just simply said, whatever you say, truthfully. Yet, I know enough to understand that even dogs eat whatever falls off the table. Now, if your laws say that you can't give me what I have need of, I can accept that. But while you're passing by and while you're giving to those you came to, let something just trickle down. How many of y'all know if you came to church today and you don't think you're worthy of what God has in store, just say, God, I don't need a shower. Just let some drops fall on me. The Bible says, she says, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. We get so locked into our conditions and what we've done and what we know about ourselves to where we lock ourselves out of God's provision. This woman says, I'm at a point in my life where there's nothing I'm going to let slip. I'm going to become my own advocate. I'm going to become my own attorney. And I'm going to remind you that you are God of all provisions. I'm going to remind you that if you can't go against your laws and your principles, just have mercy. Tell somebody, all I need is that if I don't have grace, just have mercy. Have mercy. Because how many know that God's mercy? Y'all ain't know. Y'all ain't hear what I'm telling you. His mercy is still a wonderful thing. Somebody say help. Help. Y'all ain't want help. Help. You in the back room, you falling and you can't get up. You ain't gonna be like help. Help. I can be on the other side of the house. Christopher's calling my name. He'd be like, Daddy. You don't get an answer. Daddy. You don't get an answer. Daddy! Somebody, you need to let your vibrato go up. Oh. You need to stop saying, help. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm in church and I'm broken. I need healing. Help. God, things are falling apart in my life, and I don't want to make nobody know what's going on. Help. Oh, my Savior. No, you got to understand that this is a 911 situation. And if I don't get your attention, I'm going to be destroyed. So help! Oh, you need to do it with your spirit. You need to call out to him. Help! I'm trying to finish. Go to Matthew, Mark, the gospel according to Mark chapter 9. Starting in verse 17. You may say St. Mark, chapter 9. But the gospel according to Mark, chapter 9, verse 17. And the Bible says, when you have it, say amen. Amen. If you're not there, you need time to wait. I'll wait for you because we don't have many verses today. Just simple word, help. You don't need a whole recitation. You just need to know how to call help. The gospel according to Mark chapter 9. You from the old church, you say St. Mark. Chapter 9, verse 17. And one of the multitudes answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit. And wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth, and gnasheth with his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and now I want y'all to see this. The problem is, the man came to the wrong church. How many of you go to the wrong church? You bring your problems to the church. The church is not your answer. Come on now. Hello. I get a lot of flack from this. People say you need to stop telling people that. The pastor is not your answer. Hello. Because it doesn't matter how much I try, I can't be two places at once. Y'all ain't hearing me. And even if I'm present with you, but my mind is on all the other stuff I got going on, I'm still not with you. Any of y'all ever talk to somebody that look like they traveling? You like, he talking, you listening to me? The man brought his son to the disciples. But the disciples couldn't help it. Now here's what I want y'all to understand. They all had major situations dealing with somebody that they loved. And they could have gotten discouraged because the answer they were looking for was not found in their first attempt. How many of you get discouraged and give up? Don't raise your hand. Just keep your eyes looking straight at me. Nobody else has to know. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, you've been taught that you pray one time and you ask only once and leave it. But that's not Bible. Y'all want me to tell y'all why that's not Bible? How many times did Jesus pray? Asking God to take the cup from him. When he was in the Garden of Gethsemane. The Bible doesn't show you he prayed once. The Bible said he came once and said, if it be possible, let this cup pass me. He comes to his disciples and finds them asleep. He goes back a second time. Y'all ain't going to hear me. And he finds, y'all ain't hearing me. He says the same thing. And then he goes back to his disciples and finds them asleep. And the third time, he comes and nevertheless, not my will, but thy will. Help! His disciples could not cast him out. Verse 19. Mark 9:19 says, and he answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? How long shall I tolerate? You're not getting the point. How long shall I remind you of the same thing over and over again? How many times God got to tell you, I got you? How many times he got to tell you, I'm the God that healeth all thy diseases? How many times does he have to remind you that I will never leave you nor forsake? Y'all ain't going to hear me. How many times must he remind you that the mouth that was made to eat bread shall never eat grass? How many times has he had to remind you that no weapon formed against you shall prosper? Bring him to me. Bring him to me. God's telling you right now, bring it to me. You bringing it to the church. You bringing it to the disciples. You bringing it to the pastor. You bringing it to the missionary. You bringing it to this person. God said, bring it to me. Said, Israel, you have destroyed yourself. But your help is in me. Y'all ain't hearing me. Come on here, somebody. Whatever you need, it's in God. Y'all ain't hearing me. Whatever you need, it is in God. Look at here. Verse 20 says, and they brought him unto him, and when he saw him straightway, the spirit teared him, and he fell on the what? And what? Wallowed and foamed. See, some of y'all, you're paying too much attention to the reaction. You think because now you turn it over, God thinks it's supposed to immediately get better. But the Bible says that the spirits threw him on the ground. And the boy looked like he was about to go into a convulsion of some sort. See, things don't get tore up before they get fixed. Some things don't get worse before they get better. And some of us can't handle it because we want God to snap his finger and fix it. But see, the problem is you ain't ready to handle what God's about to do. So he has to let you get to the place where you're about to give up. And then when you're about to give up, you'll find that his strength is made perfect in your weakness. Somebody say, help! Help! Yes. Watch this. And he asked the father, how long is it ago since this thing came upon you? How long your son been dealing with this? How long you've been suffering? How long you've been carrying this burden? In other words, how many times you've been doing this the wrong way? Why you keep accepting this and then not looking for a different outcome? Man says he's had this since he was a child. I've been carrying this burden for a long time. And see, the thing I love about that, saints of God, anything you've been wrestling with a long time, I didn't understand the saying when I was a little boy. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you ain't going backward when you break it. Oh, my Savior. Yes, man. You ready to kick this off? Because see, y'all, may I take a moment? I'm only if y'all going to may I take a moment? Some of the things we wrestling with, some of the things we carry, they become our safety first. In other words, I don't want to give it up because then I don't have any reason to have anything to complain about. If I don't have these problems, I can walk around getting some attention. Y'all know y'all say, Pastor, you sound crazy. I don't want these things. Yeah, you do. Because every time you need an excuse, you're like, but you remember, but you know. But Jesus is asking this man, how long have you been dealing with this thing? Look at the next verse. And oftentimes it has cast him into the fire and into the waters to what? Look what he says. These things have been severe. I've watched my son nearly die. What did he say? This ain't no little small thing. I've seen my son get thrown in fire. And I've seen my son get thrown in the water. These things have been severe. But look what the man says. The man says, but I understand this moment that I'm in. He says, I understand what we've already been through. How many of you understand what you've been through? Now here's an answer I need from you. How many of you ready to let it go? How many of you ready to let it go? You see, some of us, we remember what we've been through, and that's our trophy. The pain, the experience, that's our trophy. Because nobody can identify with my situation because you weren't there. So we hold the pain as our trophy. Y'all didn't know what I'm talking about. Any of y'all know you got some trophies that you should have thrown out a long time ago, but because they're your personal feeling, it reminds me of how much it really hurt and how bad they treated me and all the things they said to me. Man, I acknowledge that it tried to destroy him. Look at the last part of that verse. But if thou canst do anything, hey God, look at here. He said, but if thou can do anything, have compassion on us and help us.
Ah, my Savior.
So I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to let it go. I don't want to take this thing back with me. I don't want to see my son go through another episode of this. God, right now, help us. Help us. I ain't worried about what your disciples could do. I'm not worried about how many times you already tried. I just need your help right here. Smokey Noble said, not tomorrow, not another minute, but I need you now. I need you now. Right now, right now, right now. Help now. Jump down to verse 24, and I'm finished. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Well, the truth is, I'm afraid that some stuff I ain't telling you may hinder this. Because I don't want nothing blocking what I believe you're about to do. Got one more thing, one more request. I need, Lord, help my unbelief. Because now you hear, and this miracle about to take place, I don't want nothing blocking what I now believe you can do. Help us and help my unbelief. How many of y'all hear that? Lord, help the things you see and help the things that people can't see. That's what I'm trying to tell the saints as we're dealing with in Bible study. The battle is real. Lord, help the things I'm struggling with that people see and the things that people can't see. Because I know all are things that can hinder what I need you to do. How many of y'all ready to say it?
Help.
Y'all don't want to help. I told y'all, y'all say help. 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 I don't want to offend anybody, so let me just say help. Help. Right?
Help.
For my brothers, you know, reading our masculine self, oh, ain't nobody gonna know I need help. How many of y'all ready to let all that go and put it on the table? See, it's between you and God. He said, but God knows I need it, but he needs you to acknowledge that you know he's your source. Because he see you calling people on the phone and talking about your problem. He see you texting people. He see you on Facebook posting what's going on. He see you doing all those things, but you hadn't stopped. One time you said, help!
Help, Lord.
See, notice that's a prayer. No eloquence, no structure, just one word. I always tell people, you don't have to know how to pray. You just need to know how to ask.
Yeah.
They say, how you ask? Just say, help!
Oh, my Savior.
How many know that's enough to move God? How many of y'all know that's enough to move God?
Yes.
Help! Y'all didn't get it. Y'all didn't get it. Y'all didn't get it. How many of y'all ready to let it go? How many of y'all ready to let it go? Your cry may be, Lord, help me to let it go. Help me to come to the place where I'm ready to let it go. Whatever place you in, that's where you need God's help. See, before you can get the healing or you can get the thing, you got to let some things go. And for some of you, belief may be the thing. Unbelief is the thing you got to let go. Before you can get the thing, you got to get unbelief out the way. I just told y'all something. God can do it, but He waiting on you to say, sometimes I just don't believe. Help! You say, God, I see you moving, but sometimes I have a tendency to get in your way and try to fix it the way I think it needs to go. Help! Stand with me. As you're standing, you're saying it to him. As you're standing, say it to him. If you didn't ask him why you were getting up, you need to sit back down. And get up again and ask him why you're getting up. Because see, I'm telling you, you got to believe he can do it for you. If you're here. Ah, yes, you're almost. Yes, and you need help. As pastor, as under shepherd, I'm just a man. I have no magical powers. But I do know Jesus. And the Bible says that we pray the prayer of faith, it can save you. We will pray the prayer of faith with you. That God can help every condition that you're in the midst of. He is your source. He is your source. If you're here, just step out. Because His strength is made perfect in our weakness.
Hallelujah.